Hello and good evening, and welcome to the Gary Brodsky Show. For all intents and purposes, I think this is working. Okay, yes, it is. Thank you. Talk about political correctness tonight and how insane it is. Absolutely insane. I'll get to Duck Dynasty in a second, but first, let's see how severe and critical political correctness has gotten so you cannot even live your own life. You're afraid to compliment people, afraid to voice your opinion, afraid to talk about pretty much anything. And it's gotten to the point where it is actually mind control. And I'm waiting for more people to pop in after this commercial break, which is going on now, even though you will not see this on YouTube. And I will get into the heart of how political correctness is the greatest tyranny that has ever hit this country. So I shall begin. With political correctness, you're not you. You have to say certain things, agree with certain things, whether you like to or not. In a politically correct society, the truth is hate speech. Now I know what people say. They always say, well, you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. I get enough of those emails. And I'm saying to myself, well, what if there is a fire in a crowded movie theater? Or what if it's not crowded? Can you say it? A little on the light side there. But now to Duck Dynasty. And as you can see, the support for Duck Dynasty is tremendous. What if the guy who said that? He's entitled to his beliefs. He's entitled to say them without fear of reprisal. And that goes for everybody. It's called the First Amendment. Once you say, well, you can't have hate speech, then it's like, well, now you can't have offensive speech. Then you can't have any speech. Now, that's happened to most people. They can't speak. I was offered a job by a large corporation to teach people how to speak because they cannot speak anymore. It's forgotten how to talk. That's why I had GaryBrodsky.com, because men have forgotten how to speak to women. But what really pisses me off is groups. Any group, I mean, think about the insanity of this, that can sue you because you don't prefer a certain sex act. What if I started the I Like BJ's group from women who are really pretty wearing heels? We had a march. It would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? But political correctness, outside of my occasional jokes, is serious business. Because you have to think of what you can say, what you can't say, who you will offend, who you won't offend. Pretty soon, you're going to convince yourself you're worthless. And that is the goal. It had gotten so bad, and things you don't see about political correctness, okay? Martin Luther King, great speaker, great message, but he used a politically incorrect word, Negro, which today somebody deemed somewhere is politically incorrect. So you won't see a lot of his speeches because, yeah, believe it or not, they're politically incorrect, and therefore they're banned. They want to ban me for smoking on the air. It's politically incorrect. How? I don't know, but they just don't like it. Who are they? Oh, I'm not going to say that here. And it's nobody you meet in the street, believe me, you don't meet these people, okay? You don't say hello to them, you don't find them. But they tell you what to think, what you can say, what you can't say. And a lot of guys say to me, yeah, I'd love to compliment this girl, but I'm afraid of getting sued. That is political correctness defined. Fear of speaking. And the more fear they give, and the more lawsuits, and guys getting kicked off the air. He's not the only one. He's just the one that made the biggest news this week. Of course, it's funny how it happens. At the same time, they cut the benefits to veterans by $7 billion. You don't see that. You don't watch that, because that's what they want you to keep busy at. So it's really, strange that everybody in this country feels, no matter what your origin is, whatever you come from, whoever the hell you are, like you're persecuted. That's what they want you to feel. And guess what? They're right. We all are persecuted. All of us. And we either are going to stand together or hang separately. Just saying, hey, you got beautiful eyes, to somebody who has beautiful eyes. I hear it all the time. Anyway, no, it is true. But by saying that, people worry about lawsuits, offending somebody. Now, if a compliment can be considered offensive, how fucked up is society? Now, this whole thing about, butt sex. I think I'm trying to think of a better word for it, but think about how they screw around with the language. Everything now is move your ass, get your ass down here, I'll kick your ass. They're telling you in subliminal ways what to think. They're screwing with your mind. That's why I have to have private webinars. Because then I can actually talk and say the truth. This is public, and I must watch what I say. Otherwise, I will be fired from my own show, and that has been threatened more than once. And I've been cut in the middle of shows, and that's not by accident. Once I did it myself. But it's gotten to the point of just total and ridiculous insanity. Really, I mean insanity. There's a book out called The God Delusion, which says if you believe in God, you're crazy. Now, you can't complain about that because that's politically incorrect. Well, I do believe in God, so I don't interpret for God. He says homosexuality is a sin. Also says love thy neighbor as thyself and don't judge. Sort of confusing. So I'm like those guys in the, I used to take those tests in school. It says if you don't know the answer, go on to the next question. I just think I don't know the answer, go on to the next question. That's just me. Why am I holding a pen? But for anybody to even get involved shows you're brainwashed. Okay? You are absolutely brainwashed. People are lonely today. They have no relationships. They have no friends. Why? Well, first of all, a lot of guys don't know how to pick up women anymore because of political correctness. Secondly, because the words have become so, what if I offend her? What if she's offended? What if you got to live in a state of confidence and power. And political correctness is destroying that. It is the new state religion. I keep hearing separation of church and state. That was to protect the churches, not actually. But now, I know this. You cannot preach certain sections of the Bible. If everybody would just let anybody say whatever the hell they want, that's what this country was founded on. That is what made this country great. And I see them slowly going. Once they say you can't have hate speech, they're going to start with, well, you can't have, political speech. You can't have, in fact, you shut the fuck up and just sit there. That's what it's going to be. And people can't really speak today because out of fear. I'll say what the hell comes out of my mouth. And believe me, it has cost me a lot. But it has to. You have to say what you believe. Because either you'll stand for something or fall for anything, whatever that is. Just checking some questions. I got some good ones coming up. But, I was watching a lot of politically incorrect or YouTubes. It's funny because it says, one says, of course, whites are superior to blacks. The other one says Asians are superior to whites. The other one says blacks are actually superior race. And I was thinking, all engineered bullshit. But they use, non sequiturs. For example, the black prison population is way greater than the white prison population. But that wasn't true in 1965. There's almost no blacks in prison. They socially engineered this. You could make a case for anything. I saw one YouTube clip, very convincing, that the Jews run the world. Another one, that the Vatican runs the world. Another one, that the Jesuits run the world. Another one, that aliens run the world. Another one, that sound frequency vibrations possessing people run the world. And every one of them was very convincing. The problem here is that nobody's running their own world. And that is the problem. So it's overfilling a lighter. So I'm going to get some questions, and there is no music because I am considered to be the poster boy for political incorrectness. That's why I urge you to go to GaryBrodsky.com, WealthPlusPower.com, and occultforce.com and buy something, because you will never see me on the politically correct. I used to be on mainstream television, actually. If you could find and send me a clip, I was on 4 episodes of Blind Date. I was politically incorrect. They pulled me. I said, no, this guy cannot be part of it. Hey, good evening, Chris. How are you? What pisses me off, which is Chris, probably pisses me off too, is how there's just a lot of people who are just trying to lose. I'm reading too fast because I just lost you. Okay, it's my fault. What pisses me off is how there are a lot of people who try to justify losing a little freedom of our rights in the name of not offending people. It pisses me off too. I knew it. These people fucking piss me off. If we start to lose a little, we start to lose a little more. Then a little more. I need not go further. The madness must end. It has to end. And I can tell you this. It is not going to end by the next election. Those are just representatives of the real power structure. I think we sort of know that by now. But it is absolutely true what Chris just said. We are afraid to speak. We're afraid to think. We're afraid if somebody's offended, they will sue you for everything you have. And it does happen. But if you're silent, you're a slave. And that's worse. You got to take chances. That's what people do. Take chances. If we didn't take chances, we'd still be living in caves. Which, by the way, I got my electric bill the other day. I'm thinking of converting to Amish. So, they are strictly by the Bible. And the most peaceful people. They don't have their own show because they don't have electricity. They get like no bills. It's great. Okay, let's check. This thing still updates. But anyway, it has killed sexuality. It has killed gender. And it's all staged. All staged. They began, of course, with the feminist movement. You know, it's just so ridiculous. The feminist movement, I have articles on this, I should post them somewhere, started with something called Operation Mockingbird, codename Operation Red Stockings, which is part of Operation Mockingbird, to put men and women against each other. They did a damn good job. They didn't quit and go home and say, hey, we did a good job, we're done with that. No, they're going to put everybody against everybody else, which is why everybody is staying totally silent. And it'll be a silent majority that nobody will ever hear, unless we speak up. You know, we've become an email text society. It's kind of funny when I go to read the next text. Yes, I did. Thank you. And it's been shipped too. Hey, Smoker, how are you? Hey, Gary, hope you had a great week. It was all right. I always have a great week. Even if I don't have one, I'll say I had one. You say it enough, it happens. That'll be banned soon too. I agree with you on the PC insanity. They seem to use controversy as a tool to polarize and manipulate people. Absolutely true. The Duck Dynasty fiasco reeks of a publicity stunt. I like that because I want to get into that. To move their $440 million merchandise empire this Christmas and also boost ratings for the new season in a couple of weeks. It's all people talking about. You can't buy that kind of advertising, but you can create it with controversy. Yeah. And he goes on. Remember Chick-fil-A had the same controversy a while back and sold record numbers of chicken sandwiches by polarizing one group against the other? The same tricks time and time again. And you're right, people keep falling for them. It is always the same script. And you know the word political correctness, who invented that? Yeah, a really nice guy. His name was Joseph Stalin. And conspiracy theory was invented by Adolf Hitler. Yeah, you want to follow these guys. These are real nice guys, real warm, friendly people. So people are fighting, arguing, and not talking over the dumbest shit. And I guarantee you, every time one of these things happen, Chick-fil-A, this thing, a whole bunch of other things, they're doing something. And you're not watching that. That's the distraction. You're absolutely right. And I can tell you something. I'm not a psychic, but the show's coming back on. He's going to be on there. That I know. I have sources. But you're right. It's publicity. It's advertising. It's playing with your head. But it's also destroying our social fabric. Absolutely. Send in anything you know about this question. Do you know any guys who have girlfriends anymore? I know very few. And it's sad. Because for lack of knowledge, ye shall perish. That's why I have GaryBrodsky.com and WealthPlusPower.com. Most people do not understand women, relationships, or money and power. And most people have become afraid of it. Because when you have power and you have knowledge, they don't want you to have that. Because then you can actually do something with your life. They want you just where most guys are, sitting in their parents' basement playing video games. And it's still updating. Yeah, they want a dumbed down society. We were arguing about, and I know this whole thing with Duck Dynasty is a big distraction because something else is going on. Anything that makes the news that much, that's all people are talking about, and you're absolutely right. People have forgotten their own lives, and again, I think the whole thing is completely wrong. I think what he said was actually, I'm with him, okay? I prefer vagina. Okay. Call me crazy, right? But when that all of a sudden becomes a big issue, now people are afraid to say anything. They got you. They got you afraid to say something. So you have to agree with the whole general idea of what you think is right? No. What they think you should think is right. They want you having two thoughts going off at the same time. It's called doublespeak. It's from 1984. Once you're thinking two thoughts at the same time, they both make sense, your mind is gone. Now, back to the show. Nice picture. So that's why you don't have anymore things that you might notice that have disappeared. Supper clubs with dancing, discos, New music, new movies that are actually good, not going to have that. They're actually going after the song "The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down" because now, by today's standards, it's not politically correct. And it just doesn't end. The list is endless. When if you think about, and I really feel bad for the people who work in large corporations, except for the CEOs, you can't talk to anybody. If you have to sneak it. You can only email and text only, and instant message each other. Human communication is being beaten out of us to the point where if they're willing to hire me at one of the major Fortune 500 companies to teach you how to speak to other people, we got a serious problem in this country, okay? Serious. And it's going to keep getting worse. Every day you remain silent, don't tell somebody what you really think, you're helping them dig the grave. And guess what? They're going to throw all of us in there. GR, what night would be complete without you? Hi, Gary. I heard you talking about Duck Dynasty. It's definitely true that doing it for publicity and money. But it's good that this proves how many Americans are against the homosexual agenda. At least that's how I see it. I also wanted to ask you, Gary, how do I reel that business deal in because it's in limbo? Okay, send me a do not open letter and I will I have the letter written. I just get so many emails. And it's not that I'm bragging, it's because everything's on sale now, so patio furniture, stuff that I don't need. I mean, handbags, you name it. Because I subscribe to everybody's list because I like to look at advertising. I like to read it. To me, it's an art form. But they sell lists around, and so yeah, definitely please send me that. Do not open. And sometimes I open them by accident. Sometimes I just don't open. I just don't open them. So I'll remember. But yeah, it's all, again, bread and circuses. And here's one from Jason. Gary, when do people get so stupid that they would allow themselves to be manipulated by the news? And no, I don't see guys with girlfriends anymore. No, neither do I. When do people get so stupid? Please take an hour out of your life and watch this. Just Google the dumbing down of America. Charlotte Isby actually is how she pronounces it. It was actually a written out plan how to dumb down America. Since the 80s, we're now down 30% on SAT scores, colleges. Worldwide, we're not even considered intelligent anymore. Why? It's deliberate dumbing down. You want to conquer people? Dumb them down. I remember, I was actually talking to somebody today. Romeo and Juliet. They were like teenage kids in love. Do you see that kind of passion anywhere anymore? For anything? And, you don't. For nothing. If you have passion, you'll get it. I remember I had passion to get a car when I was younger. I worked jobs you wouldn't believe. 2 or 3, I was a teenager. I had all time in the world. I was like 15. Yeah, I had a Louisiana license. You drive at 14. I was getting a white Vega. It was my first car. Not a new one, but the passion just wouldn't stop me. I kept annoying the guy so much. How about for this price? Now I'll work tomorrow, come back. All right, just take the car. And he let me actually pay him out. But, that's when people were a little bit different. Actually, insurance down there was, at that time, $17 a year. So they manipulate the mind very well with political correctness. Guys don't know how to date because they're afraid they're going to say something to offend somebody. And I say this, if you're not offending somebody, you're doing something wrong. Because when your point of view is said to accommodate somebody else, you are now a mental slave to the politically correct agenda. And somebody out there is writing it. This word is good, this word is bad, no, I can't say this anymore. You know, it's funny to see grown adults saying, you know, somebody called me the F word. You're an adult. And somebody called me the S word too. Derek, good evening. Were human beings made? Oh, this is good. This is going to be a show unto itself, and I have so much information. Were human beings made to be slaves for aliens? I will actually answer that question in detail. First, I will read the question, then we'll answer it. Are human beings actually alien Harvardbirds? What do you know about this, and can you please share some of the information? I can share some of it, but not all of it. And the answer is absolutely yes. And can I prove it? 100%. Okay, most people have Bibles, have never read them. But let's talk about in the Bible, which I think is the greatest historical book ever. Hey lawyers, remember I just promoted the Bible? You know who I am. You have my name pre-printed on your fucking shit. Okay, let's take the Bible, because that really does record to me that is a great historical book. But people don't read it right. It's a science book. We're going with the Old Testament. Okay, starting out, just have to mention this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That one sentence, time, space, matter. That's scientific. It wasn't until about 50 years ago that they actually figured time, space, and matter all are interchangeable, all linked together. But that's just showing you that how scientific the Bible is. Because you just could miss that in a second. It never says in the Bible, not one time, that God created man in his own image. It said, and the gods fashioned man in their likeness and placed him in the Garden of Eden. The gods? I mean, there was more than one? So that's just the beginning. The gods, it says, and the gods, not God, the gods, fashioned man in their own image. Now think about man for a second. Or men and women, okay, to be politically correct. We are very different than any other creature on earth. Think about this. We do not have a mating season. We are the only species on earth that give birth to kids that can't take care of themselves or walk. We have, yeah, very close DNA to other things, but the DNA is always close. People go, well, yeah, there's 93% DNA as a chimpanzee as it is to a human being. But then again, DNA, there's 100% DNA in people. It's backwards the way it's arranged. And I actually believe this to be fact, because there are much more things I'm going to get into. Everything you do is made, and this is interesting. Why does gold not go up in price? Or go down? It is always the level. There is just the same amount of gold in the world today as there was since they recorded it. Where's all that extra gold going to? They're still mining gold, they're still coming out with gold, yet the amount doesn't change. And not that somebody has a secret stash. That's why gold and silver will always be worth something. And you can take the dime thing. A silver dime is always going to buy you a gallon of gas. Since the days of the beginning. Whatever gas is, that's the price of silver. So for a dime, that's a gallon of gas. Now, reading the Bible further, when Adam and Eve were created, God said to them, replenish the earth. He said that more than once. Go and replenish the earth. From what? There was nobody here before? Or was there? Noah had a bunch of mutant people. Didn't turn out right. Wiped them out. Now, we're getting to Noah's Ark for a second. Yeah, he didn't fit all the animals in there. Never says he did. He carried the DNA, which is why, and I've mentioned this before, you find a lake anywhere. It's always the same fish in there. Somebody is taking care of this world with technology that we don't have. And I believe the Ark carried the DNA, and that's pretty easy. Otherwise it would be impossible. But the further back in time you go, they're just starting to realize now, the more ancient cultures had more knowledge. And were all about gold. So I believe they created a slave race that got in tune with the Creator. Because once you're in tune with the Creator, it doesn't matter how you were created. The actual, real Creator, not the guys who basically designed people. It's like the Neanderthals disappeared. Why? Guess they weren't good at being slaves. No reason for them to disappear. And I've got notes and notes about this stuff. And when I first started reading this or hearing about it years ago, I said, no, it can't be. Now you start seeing it, it is. Human beings make very good slaves. And the people in charge are always the same people. They can trace their bloodlines back to ancient Sumeria, the first civilization. With a few guys who got in charge and interfered with their agenda, most of them were killed, some survived. But yes, I believe Bo Johnson, always with a very calm statement. I just picture him in his house kicking down walls, smashing stuff. I mean, I gotta send a text in. Fuck, this is from Bo Johnson. Fuck what they want you to think is right. Good and evil do exist, and they are just not points of view. Yes and yes. Yes. Kyle, hey, good evening. Okay, I'll take care of that. No problem. All right, this is okay. I think I'm doing okay. 1 second. But human beings have, in a sense, always been. You know, it's amazing. And that's why they run divide and conquer. Anybody who knows battle strategy, military or otherwise, knows divide and conquer. It works. Well, everybody's going around chasing each other, fighting each other over the most ridiculous nonsense they put on TV. Now, I didn't know what Duck Dynasty is because I don't watch television at all. I thought it was a cartoon show with a big duck, okay? Then I had to start reading it because I kept hearing about it from everybody. But it has now become the only topic people talk about. And which side are you on? Again, there is the battle line being drawn. Smoking Joe. Here are a few things to think about with the latest BS controversy. Why is a redneck hillbilly being interviewed by GQ in the first place? You know, I never thought of it. That's a good question. Never thought about that. That is a great question. Why are interviewers allowed to ask questions that they know will cause controversy when people aren't allowed to answer them without severe repercussions? It's another good question. Would networks really risk millions of dollars and their highest rated show on the opinions of their talent? Wouldn't they make certain interview questions are pre-approved considering the risk? You would think so. It doesn't make sense unless you're one who gain, who gains from the controversy. It's called cui bono. Who gains? Yeah. Who gains? You didn't gain anything. I didn't. I didn't get my Duck Dynasty gift in the mail. Got the electric bill. But again, it's more divide and conquer. Now, me personally, I don't like a woman with a shave down below. Okay? I'm not trying to be gross here, but I think a woman should look like a woman. Should I start suing bikini wax parlors? Saying they're interfering with my civil rights? Yes, I know I should. But no. Look what they have done. They've unfeminized women by making them look like little girls. They've pretty much castrated men because men are afraid to talk to women. And they seem to be happy with that. And there is a they, and I know, as I say, I used to work for them. They pay very well, by the way. I quit. Yeah, I quit. I thought it was a joke that people would actually fall for this stuff. People don't think anymore. And that was also, I didn't know that part of the program was, and you know where they indoctrinate the shit out of people? Schools. Excuse me while I drink this, I don't have any music to play. Because, see, this show is controversial. Having an opinion is a revolutionary act today. And that's one reason why a lot of guys don't have women today. They have no opinions of their own. That shows a lot to a girl, huh? What do you think? I don't know, political correctness? Oh, I'm going to give you right now the politically correct way to pick up women. You don't. Well, that's that question. Hi, Gary. I've heard how you feel about watching sports, and I couldn't agree with you more. If you are the athlete, does that mess with your head in any way? If you are the athlete, no. See, the whole idea of sports, this started in Rome, everybody knows it, bread and circuses, is that you lose your desire to fight because you're watching a fight by other people you've decided are going to represent you. Now, what's funny, the great Caesars, Augustus, Marcus Aurelius, they suspended the games because they said they were making people stupid and drunk on entertainment. During the Augustan age, when Octavian Augustus, who was also known as Caesar Augustus, suspended the games and actually abolished slavery at the same time. Sound like Sean Connery for a second. That happens. Rome was at its greatest thing. He also, I've read the writings of Augustus Caesar. He also got rid of what he called the New World Order. So that's not new, are they? And they were pretty much down for 200 years. They came back. Homosexuality is the topic of this question from Chris. At risk of being crucified. Don't worry. They got enough. They got the cross and the nails out there. It clearly states in Leviticus that a man sleeping with another man as he would with a woman is an abomination. Nowhere in the Bible does it state that this subject is to debate. I agree with you. And abomination is as close as you can get to that really pisses me off. Everything else is mitigation. But, yeah, Bibles, you know, they want to ban Bibles too now. You got to remember, they're not going to ban a book like Harry Potter because that's Satan worship. Not going to want forever. They shouldn't ban any books. Once they ban one, they're going to ban them all. And the Bible is now considered, read it, hate speech. That comes with a book that says, you know, the golden rule, love thy neighbor, pray for those who are your enemies. That's hate speech right there. Now, I am staying on the side of God because he doesn't change his policy of what you can and cannot say or do. You know, in fact, I saw a cartoon. It was Jesus on the cross. And the Roman soldier saying, well, he wasn't politically correct. And, you know, that's pretty much what happened to him, is he was not being politically correct at the time of their version of political correctness. Now, if you take a look around modern history, anybody who really believed people can get along and in freedom, John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X started out, you know, really radical and said, you know, I have a revelation. All people should not hate. All shot. Okay? Seems to be a running theme going around with that one. So, just mentioning. Not a lot of questions here. Hey, Gary, when I talk to women, 90% of the time, it's playful banter. I can start a conversation with the intent of being serious, but somehow we always slip back into banter. Banter is more stimulating than serious, but sometimes I feel like a big old goof troop around these women. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Ryan, absolutely nothing. But I can tell you what you need to do. If you don't have it, get it. The audio program at GaryBrodsky.com. Make and break attraction. When it's going bad and it's going great, until, hey, I gotta run. Click. She wants you more. It is the easiest technique to apply and one of the most compelling. I can't say enough about it. You're doing nothing wrong, but you're not dropping the stock at its highest point. So you always have to rebuy it and hope it goes up. When things are going great, this is fantastic, yeah, what? I gotta run. I gotta take care of something. Click. You gotta break the attraction. Knowing how to say no is one of the most powerful, seductive words around. Only at GaryBrodsky.com. Make or break attraction. Seriously, well worth the investment. Hi, Gary. I used to be a stand-up comic. Me too. That's funny. And was wondering how you came up with material. I don't necessarily want to be a comic myself, but I'd like to improve my lateral thinking and have better jokes. This is a long one. So how can I develop it? I'd also love if you made your stand-up available to me. I'd love to hear. Who would you say that the top 5 comedians are? All right, that's a big question. Stand-up comedy is actually, if you have the guts to stand up from an audience, it's actually not hard to do stand-up comedy. It's really a matter of timing, and actually I had a great teacher. I actually met Johnny Carson twice. I used to write for the Tea Time movies. And he had no good jokes, okay? Think about this. No good jokes. You know any good Johnny Carson jokes? There aren't any. He had great timing. It's just like boxing. It's timing. You can't. It's not based on great jokes. Okay, this is stand-up comedy 101 for anybody who just joined us. It's based on timing. He struck out, and he can make people laugh at that. And I'll tell you one of the powers that he told me is that when you're striking out, most guys go into panic mode. Don't let it phase you. Because if you think it's funny, they're going to laugh. Desi Arnaz proved something. Now, Johnny Carson didn't use this, but this works. So you want to go Google. With the laugh track, I Love Lucy became the funniest show ever. Also, was the first show with a laugh track. So people would know when to laugh. Get a few of your friends, play them in the audience. People follow other people. Just giving you some, small advice there on stand-up comedy. I would love to do a comedy show, only there's so much serious shit that I deal with every day. I have so much stuff that comes in on so many things I do research on and do on the webinars that, and I'm sorry for all those guys who missed the How to Speak webinar. We are going to have it again at a discounted price. All of Wall Street hit that up in like 10 minutes. It was sold out. Because the shit works. They know who I study from. So yeah, back to political correctness. Get more questions in. How could this be empty? Don't worry, I have more. Just from those people watching here, I was going to do a workout webinar. Because this is how politically correct, and people have also another thing going. They have to be right. They have to be right. And guys keep telling me in the gym how I should work out. Now, I had this guy who's telling me how to work out. I had one of the fitness people in there. Measure his arm. 15 and a half. Mine is 21 and a half. No steroids. Nothing. Soda. Big Macs. Ate it all. This guy had every supplement going. But he's telling me how to work out because he has to be right. I know how to work out because I have results. And I'll also tell you a secret. I used to work for Marvel Comics. And we used to place ads for free for Arnold Schwarzenegger. First it was weighted bracelets, then it was that bending thing. Then he got hooked up with Joe Weider. I knew Arnold Schwarzenegger. He told me how to really work out. And I kept a notebook. And in no time, 3 days a week is all he worked out. Maybe for an hour. I didn't work out that long. I'm in the gym for 3 hours because I talk to everybody in there. See how many people I can piss off at my views. That's my fun. But I would do a workout webinar. Because if you have a flaw, you can have muscles. You don't even need weights. The weights are actually inexpensive. It's the shipping that kills you. That's why I have sons. It's like, hey, you want to keep that car, right? Yeah. Carry the weights. Can you please explain the power of coins? Okay, I know that's off topic tonight, but I will explain the power of coins. This was from one of my occult DVDs. For sale right now. You get all 4 for 20 bucks. Just hit packages. Coins. Okay, even the ones they have today, the crap ones. But these used to be made out of silver, gold, copper. The best conductors in the world. And wishing wells, water, of course, streams everywhere. So wishing wells was not something, because you find it in every culture. And a lot of restaurants. But you go to any water, make a wish on a coin and throw it in. Because that coin conducts. Now, yeah, true, today the coins are made of lesser metals. But they'll still conduct. Just get a copper penny coin. Say, I want this, I wish for this, I like this, thank you. Throw it in the water. It conducts it out into the world. And I always say to people, do it with things. Some guy recently I did a consultation with, and I mentioned, I said he lived near an ocean. Doing well, had an oceanside house. I said, make wishes on coins and throw them in the ocean. He said, but don't wish for stuff because you're already rich, but wish for like strange things that like you'd never find in a million years. He got them all. So that's how the coins work, because they're a conductor. Everything is vibrational energy. There's tons of videos on that, YouTube. So when you wish on a coin, it carries the energy, goes in the water, spreads it out. That's why they were wishing stones. They all had copper, gold, silver, even steel. It still work. You don't need a coin. You can do it with a key. The only reason I say key is because the key conducts electricity. The key's usually made of something that's a conductor. I know because when I was a kid, I shoved one in the goddamn light socket. I hope I answered your question. Gary, I have a two-part question for you. Hope both parts tonight. One, I've been experiencing an unusual number of light bulbs randomly blowing out throughout the house since doing the rituals. That's great. Many not long after charging them, checked with my electrician, but he says this shouldn't be happening. Have you heard or experienced this? If you're experiencing this, you're doing something right, because you're generating vibrational power that will short out light bulbs. So whatever you're asking for, I hope it's worth more than the value of a $1.59 light bulb. It absolutely is true. That's how I know my rituals are good. Lights go right out. It's true. So you're way ahead of most people. Now, that the incandescent bulbs are going to be banned on January 1st, how do you think the new CF and LED bulbs are going to affect people's subconscious mood when switching from warm to cold lighting? Do you think it's going to put people on antidepressants? They don't call it mood lighting for nothing. P.S. I stocked up on it. Yeah, me too. I have more incandescent bulbs I can open a hardware store. That's the thing. Get as many bulbs as possible. No joke. No joke. Whatever they can do to dumb you down, screw you up, fuck you up, they're going to do. They are going to do it. Yes. Oh, Chris, you got my promise. Now, for those who don't believe in God, think about this. Bob Dylan, I mean, a whole bunch of people openly admit selling their souls to Satan for fame. They got their fame. You can't have one without the other. And even Satanists, who basically are the guys who run this world, believe in God. They just don't follow him. They just don't want you to have any belief, any power that can overpower their belief. And that's why there's a whole anti-Bible thing going on. Okay, I just have to mention this again. Time for a station break. I'm the sponsor of the show, so GaryBrodsky.com. Just go on there. Please buy something. Everything is for sale. Thanks. Because, hey, I need the money. I'm not ashamed. Well, you should be. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I have another soda here I'm going to open up. Got a good story. This 17-year-old kid in the gym came up to me and said, I started acting like a prick to women, and I'm getting laid. I said, hey, that's great. He goes, yeah, I bought your audio. It really worked. I said, how long did it take to work? It goes, one day. This is a 17-year-old kid. I had this in a bucket of ice. There's something about a bucket of ice that's funny. I'll tell you what it is. My friend Bimmy used to do this. He would call the people and go, it's an emergency, I got to speak to somebody. When they were in a meeting, he'd interrupt the meeting and go, what's important? And he would say, mix me up a bucket of spotted paint, and hang up laughing. Made him happy. It just, shows, people don't have any critical thinking anymore. We were artists, actually, and he did some great work at Marvel Comics, painted a lot of the Conan covers. We decided to go looking for art jobs elsewhere. We were very young, but very talented. I haven't drawn in years, so I don't know how bad it probably got. So we wanted really good samples. We hired their top artists at some company, I'm not going to mention names, to draw us some samples. We came up there, and because we were young, the guy goes, this isn't any good. You should, try to draw like this guy. And he goes, we hired this guy to draw for us, you fucking idiot. He kicked the guy in the balls. Funny story. The guy goes, you kicked me in the balls, you have really good gloves, I'm stealing your gloves. That's how men were back then. No big, I'm suing you, this and that. And as he said, a good ball kicking is worth the price of gloves. That's a quote. I don't know if that applies to anything. Okay, workout question. Yeah, most guys don't know how to work out. And they think more is better, which is the big problem. It's just funny because people in the gym seldom ask me, hey, you got, which is true, I have the biggest arms in the gym, biggest chest, biggest, and nobody says to me, how do you get the arms that big? Well, you could do endless curls like you, or do, 2 or 3 sets of 8 like me. But what you're doing is not really a workout. Then how do you explain this? I can't. No, that's right. Wow, Gary, a lot of your stuff is on sale. I'm buying all of it. Tell everybody else to do it too. I will. That's from Charlie. This reminds me of when I was younger. I'm just laughing at stuff now because I had to mention stand-up comedy. Who my 5 favorite comedians are. None of the new guys, I can tell you that. Johnny Costa is my absolute favorite. Everybody else I have to think about. Gary, can you destroy a problem or debt or a bad job by using 2 pieces of iron? And how do you do it? I don't know what you mean by using 2 pieces of iron. But if you could explain that more. Here's a big one. They're taking cursive, which is script writing out. Every sacred document is done in cursive. Whether it's religious or it's political, Declaration of Independence, Constitution, all done in cursive. All you got to do is write down 7 times in cursive, this job is over. This debt is destroyed. Mention the debt, I don't know what debts you have. And watch what happens. Do it for 7 days, and you let me know. That's why every important document, they want the cursive signature on there. Print name here, fine, that means bullshit. Sign here, that's giving me power. Even when people used to make the X, somebody would sign for them. Will you co-sign alone? Sign in script. Not will you co-print on the phone. I just have to say this, because I hear too many stories about this. At one time, my credit was a little bit better than it is now. I co-signed a loan for a girl, and guess what? She paid every bill. I always hear stories, I co-signed a loan for this person, and they fucked me. And I didn't get screwed. I barely knew her. I figured I'd take a shot. And surprise. I wasn't trying to have sex with her. I didn't want to go out with her. She was stuck. I co-signed. She paid it. My credit rating got better. She got a car. Sounds like a fair deal to me. You know, people are afraid more to help each other out than to hurt each other. And hurting each other has a lot more consequences, whether you see them or not. Shit does come back to you. Okay, time for a cigarette. Whew, yeah. Would I be asking too much if I said go to GaryBrass.com, even if you don't want anything, which you should have, and just stay on that page for a couple of hours because I need to get my ratings up higher? Just figure I'd ask. I go to YouTube and click like on every Gary Brodsky video. Women and logic. Sorry, they don't go together in the same sentence. Actually, if you had a woman that was completely logical and rational, so you'd feel something is off. It would scare the crap out of you. That's it's a fact. Women's logic is different. Because I have not met a guy yet who has a girlfriend or a wife doesn't say, sometimes she just goes crazy for no reason. That's the fun. Yes, I will say it. Everybody, ready for this? Attorneys, get ready. Here I go. I'm going to say it. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I'm wearing my Christmas clothes tonight. Merry Christmas. Even that, politically correct, is wrong to say. Happy holidays? Like, we don't know what the holiday is. We don't know. We're that stupid. We just say happy holidays. What are holidays? I don't know. But have a happy one. It makes no sense. All right. A couple of Merry Christmases back. That was fast. Hi, guys. Seeing how it's only a couple of days away, I wish you and everyone else watching this show Merry Christmas. That's right. I said it. Merry Christmas. And that's to any PC fairy jerk-off, I like the way this guy speaks, sounds like me, that has a problem with me saying that instead of happy holidays. 2 words. Fuck you. Lovingly, by Chris. Yep, they're pulling down Christmas trees. It's all over the news. Nativity scenes are a crime. You know, when I was a kid, I used to think just like murder, rape, arson, that stuff was a crime. I didn't know. But the more shit we eat, the more they'll feed us. Hey, Max. Merry Christmas to you, too. What do you want for Christmas? Actually, what I want is tough to get. I want to see people laughing again, socializing, dancing, and having fun. And yeah, go out. This is my Christmas gift. And have fun, fall in love. And that would be the greatest gift I could ever have. Just thinking about all these political groups. I have one of my friends who only can sleep with two women at a time. One just isn't enough for him. And sometimes people take offense to that. Should he sue them? I think he should. I think it'd be kind of funny. He can sue them, but they should bring a friend. Okay. The ritual you talked about just before Halloween, using 2 pieces of iron. Thanks, Jason. Iron has power, okay? Iron is Mars energy. We just get that straight. There are so many ways to use iron, and one of them is coming to you right now via U.S. mail, which I'm amazed that the U.S. mail works, but it does. UPS, this is what they do. I swear to God, this is what they do to me. They watch the house. They wait for me to go to the bathroom. They ring the doorbell, put the sticker on the door, and they run out. Every time. And I'm at the UPS place with the sticker in my hand. Sorry to be here tomorrow. No matter what day I go, to be there tomorrow. Okay. I have a lot of iron rituals that are actually written out, so I'll just email them to you. Talking about Satanists, I notice they usually refer to Jesus as the Nazarene or Christ, but really, if ever Satanists refer to Jesus as Jesus, the Bible says that Jesus is the name above all names. Another Hebrew name is different, but the intent that counts. The teaching of Jesus render demon empowerment useless. That's why Satanists hate the Bible so much. It's absolutely true. Also, I want to mention the New Testament teaches to cast out devils, and the devils know in whose name you are casting out them out in. Absolutely true. And he gave everybody the power to cast out demons. He said, verily, verily, I say unto you, that's Jesus, okay? I said it. Jesus Christ said this. Verily, verily, I say unto you, greater things can you do than I have done. Which means we have that much power. But they don't want us to know that. And you're absolutely right about Satanists. They will not use his first name. They will call him the Nazarene. And I've heard that. I've infiltrated satanic places, and they are afraid of the word Jesus. Terrified. It's like, vampires, they're afraid of a cross. That's why they don't want crosses anywhere. It scares the shit out of them. Okay, I am overtime now. And I'll stay in overtime if everybody would like. Anybody, because I was going to cut the show short to an hour because without the music it just seems to drag on. But it doesn't. It's moving very quickly. So get your questions in. I'm going to drink some soda. Sorry there's no song. Somebody's sitting out there watching, waiting. Not for this show, but for YouTube. For this stuff to be uploaded to YouTube. And saying, he used a song and he's got a politically incorrect show. That's what meant to become. It's a disgrace. You always hear this. And now a word from this great, very learned man or whatever the hell. And it's like, well, in today's society, it's like, all right, you just lost me there. I feel bad for them. I try to help them. Voice is so powerful. When I have the voice webinar next, and I've had one. It's up there for sale right now. I have another follow-up one that has even more. But, you just can't have enough knowledge. If you want to know where to have enough knowledge, go to school. They will tell you you've learned enough. 12 grades. And that comes from ancient Egyptian stuff. Because they said Horus, the god of the sun, takes 12 steps across the sky. That's where you get the 12 grades. Oh yeah, fluoride. We're all dumbed down, okay? Look at a letter, or anything. Look at what a test was like in the 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s. College professors can't pass them. Schools today are not for education, they're for indoctrination. Has to update. I am always wary of something that they give away for free. This is free. Just walked in, so just sign my name. Of course, you have to sign. Again, the cursive has so much power. And that is called sacred writing. And you don't have to do it. We used to have a service, I may bring it back after New Year, where we had people that would write stuff for other people. Who jumps on it? All these Fortune 500 pricks. My friends, but I can call them pricks. Write this for me, write that deal for me. And, it's all in, all throughout history recorded. The scribes, everything, people who would write for other people. And in school, we used to write the girl's name, your name, and there wasn't enough writing there. It just stated names. Cute. Okay, updating again. All right, questions. Gary Brodsky, 123 at AOL.com. Don't forget, go to GaryBrodsky.com, occultforce.com, wealthpluspower.com. Everything is so low price. When I bring back the real prices, I'm afraid you guys are going to run away. So get them now. Get them now. I was going to start selling custom bows. It's my new hobby. I like to make American Indian bows that actually work. But not yet. Oh, I like this. 12 grades. Also, it takes 12 years to train a slave to the government. It was mentioned on the War on Men. A great audio product. Get that. Yep. Smoking Joe. Thank you so much, Smoking Joe. You'll enjoy it. Lonnie, I absolutely will upload this to YouTube. I'm not going to get me for copyright notices, but thank you for listening. And from Jason, Gary, Merry Christmas, and yes, God bless you in every way, and Happy New Year. Thank you. Yeah, Happy New Year. At least you can say that. You're happy, son. You can't say what. But, it's just so funny with this Happy Holidays thing. Like, which holidays? It's just, really, I have got a lot of stuff like Gary Brodsky that come on mind control. Some have Charles Manson's picture. People are afraid of that. And this is what really bothers me. People who have good jobs, those few people left, or even bad jobs, they're afraid to friend me on Facebook because what if my boss finds out I'm your friend? Isn't that called slavery? If you have a job where they check, and this is what they do, they check your phones, they check your computer, they check where your friends are. Is that a job? No, it's paid slavery. There's a word for it. One of them is debt slave, the other one is employed slave. But nonetheless, think about it. You're at your job 9 hours a day, because it's 8 hours a day. You travel for 2 hours, and if you're lucky, you have, oh, is that my kid? I didn't know, I forgot. Well, thank you. Just got a very nice private message. So yeah, this will be uploaded. Hey, we cut the show up tonight. That's pretty good. I guess they're off for the holidays. Yes, I keep buying chairs. As you can see, I have like an office full of chairs. They haven't invented the right one yet because I work endlessly. Research, work with some of the best research outfits in the world. That's why on the webinars I can actually break out the research and work from notes. If I do it on this show, it's going to look kind of stupid. And thank you again. Wow. Somebody took you up on the war on American mail, and they're going like crazy now. That's 5 already. Oh, do not open. I am not going to open that by mistake. I'm not going to open that by mistake. But political correctness is a tyranny. Charlton Heston said that. It's tyranny. I forgot the exact way he said it. But it really is tyranny. When you can't express yourself, the guys who break the rules of political correctness are the guys who are going to own everything. And the guys who write the rules, I don't like them. Because people will blindly follow. It's not politically correct. But is it true? Yes. But it's not politically correct. But is it true? Yes. So as I always say, it's my quote, truth is hate speech. Truth is, as George Orwell said, in any tyranny, truth is a revolutionary act. Here's the first lie I ever told. You ready? I was a kid. I did not. But yeah, mention that. No, actually, I once got accused of breaking, what do you call it, projector, which I didn't do. And he goes, you did it. I actually didn't do it. I said, I didn't do it. He goes, then who did? Like, how the fuck should I know? What kind of benefits can I expect from MK44? Amazing, because every scent has a vibration. If you think scent doesn't work, tie a stake around your neck and go walking around with his coyotes. Well, don't do this. Just, what do I call this? A hypothetical scenario. Put blood in the water in the ocean and then jump in 20 minutes later. You ain't coming out. Scent attracts everything. Dogs, you get into this whole thing about dogs having ESP. No, they just don't have all the bullshit to think about. That's why dogs know when there's an earthquake coming. Dogs know when their owner dies if it's hundreds of miles away. They're also good at strewing garbage all over the place. But animals know, people don't. Why? People, as I've been mentioned earlier, were created as a slave race, and to this day, we are breaking free. Yes. Okay, looks like we're winding up. We got time for 1 or 2 more questions, if you send them in now. Don't forget, GaryBrodsky.com. Go there. Wealth plus power, spelled P-L-U-S. Go there. But people are afraid of power today. People are afraid of women today. End your fears. Knowledge ends fear. Well, thank you, Alec. Thank you. No, seriously, knowledge ends fear. And if anybody does not have 2 or 3 women or feels good about themselves, I wake up in a bad mood sometimes, but I have knowledge how to get out of it. Because you can change your mood anytime you want. Right there, priceless knowledge. Tons more at GaryBrodsky.com and WealthPlusPower.com. I overfilled this. What is the best piece of knowledge you can offer us? Okay, very simple. Allah has a list. Don't ever take on victim mentality and have passion about your life. That's it. Passion about your life will create passion. It's contagious. You can't pick up a girl going, "Hi, how are you? You look mighty fine tonight." Whoa, how you doing? Put passion to everything you do. If you're not going to put passion into it, do something else. It means it's not for you. It is absolutely true. If you put passion to something, you'll find you open up worlds. And that's on incantations and invocations. Because anything done without passion will not work. I also recommend that audio as well. Because that's been proven. All this stuff has been tested for years before it comes out. Anyway, I got to end the show soon. Just mentioning that to anybody calling, I have not eaten yet. See, I eat when I'm hungry and I sleep when I'm tired. Good night. I actually just fall asleep. I'm not. I don't. There were days I'm like really out of it, but not nights. I'm awake at night. Right now I'm having lunch. Okay, if you technically. This is too funny, and it's from something I know, but I can't read it. Okay, it's from a friend. It's from a friend of mine who's a cop. This is just really funny. He said he's read the records of a lot of people. He's not afraid of anybody. Pillhead scares him. That's why he used to keep taping in a chair. That's my brother, by the way, Pillhead. Just it's like he's become like a worldwide hit. I got to get him on a show. This is from Len. Everybody, if you get passionate, you'll get it. And Gary has my audio at wealthpluspower.com. Some great stuff on there. I became a billionaire. Learn from me. Best. And Merry Christmas, Len. Thank you too. Len, Merry Christmas. Hope to get you for a webinar. Email me. Call me. Fax me. Anything. You have all the machinery. And thank you for all the clothes you sent me too. I do appreciate that. It's all pants, so I can't wear them here. Kind of pointless. I don't think you need the advertising, because if you're wearing jeans, odds are 92% Len knows the company you got them from. That's why he does so well. Everyone needs pants. That was funny. Okay, I can't read that one. I'll wait for one more. That's it. And Max, thank you for that. That was a very nice piece. Okay, no more questions. And everybody, GaryBrodsky.com, be there. I will see you. I don't know if there will be no Wednesday show, radio show this Wednesday. And for all the women watching, may your first child be a masculine child. Yes, next show I do will be Sunday. I guarantee you'll be a lot of comedy there because I'm just tired of being serious. I'll do Godfather imitations, stupidity, ridiculousness, the worst jokes ever. You got it coming next Sunday. Okay, thank you so much. Really, everybody, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you watching. Love you all, and Merry Christmas, and good night.